Only on CBS This Morning, Senator Martha McSally is opening up about her painful past and decision to reveal that she was raped by a superior officer in the Air Force. The military branch apologized to the 26-year veteran after she spoke out during a military sexual assault hearing on Capitol Hill this week. We spoke to Senator McSally about why she is breaking her silence now and her fight for change.
Like you, I am also a military sexual assault survivor.
Senator Martha McSally soared as America's first female fighter pilot to fly in combat, but faced dramatic lows after she says a superior officer raped her.
Honestly, I didn't even think about reporting it. That's kind of the environment we were in at the time.
Really?
Yeah.
Why?
There's a lot of denial. There's a lot of confusion. You kind of, just suck it up. It wasn't ever communicated necessarily.
You felt like you just had to suck it up.
I felt like I didn't have any options at the time.
You noted, too, that you stayed silent for so long, but there was a point in your military career when you did tell others in the military. And what was their reaction?
Well, let me just say that I love our Air Force. I am proud to have served in the military. I am proud to have been given the opportunity to break through glass ceilings for women.
But McSally says she was disgusted by how the Air Force handled her case.
It was really junior varsity.
You said it was worse than that. You said you felt like the system was raping me all over again.
Interrogating me about what happened to you. Tell us what happened to you. And I was mortified. If that's the way you are treating being alerted that somebody who's been through something like this, who actually is trying to have our military succeed at dealing with it, and you bring me in and interrogate me as if I'm the perpetrator, even in the tone and the approach and just the ignorance, they failed on the job big time. I got up and left, and I dropped a bunch of swear words, just to be frank.
You say you almost left the military.
I did. I did. I really felt like the system victimized me again.
Reports of sexual assaults are up by 50% at U.S. service academies and nearly 10% in the military overall. A sign McSally says that more victims may feel comfortable coming forward. Do you regret not reporting the assault?
I always, like to look forward and not back. It's very difficult to put myself back into the shoes of where I was at the time.
So what about a young woman in the Air Force who may want to make a report? Can you say to her right now, do it?
Each person has to make their own decision.
But you're a sitting United States Senator.
I'm not going to compel anybody.
But I know, and you're on the Armed Services Committee, and you're a former fighter pilot.
Right.
To not be able to say, yes, we will protect you.
Of course I would want them to report it. Of course I would want the opportunity for immediately there to be an investigation that they can then quickly find justice for that victim. Of course that's what I want. I'm just saying I'm not going to tell a victim what to do.
Yeah.
Just
but can you say that you have confidence in the system right now?
Look, we have a lot of work to do. We do. We've got to stop the next assault from happening right now.
McSally wanted to be a doctor, but set her eyes on the sky when she was told the Air Force wouldn't allow female fighter pilots.
And it just pissed me off. And I said, that's exactly what I'm going to do. And I walked around saying, I'm going to be the first woman fighter pilot. I knew nothing about flying, but I was mostly driven because they told me that I couldn't.
And nothing, not even sexual assault, was going to stop you from doing that.
No way.
Where did that strength come from to say that?
The grace of God. I really believe that. I think of a scripture in the Old Testament talks about Joseph. He finally at one point said, what others intended for evil, God used for good. And I feel like in my own life, some of the worst experiences I've been through, like sexual assault, have actually propelled me on a positive path that I can fight for others. And that's what my life has been.
You know, she said after all these experiences, she felt more driven to find a place of power in her life. She said running, doing marathons, triathlons helped her do that. And I should say we talked to her office yesterday, too. She has received an outpouring of support, phone calls, other people calling to report similar experiences.
It's so refreshing to see a direct and frank conversation with a member of the Senate. Not everybody speaks it. And also man, that's why you need women in the military and in the
Exactly.
Senate to tell these stories and speak honestly. And, you know, it's just fantastic
Did you
work.
ask her if the perpetrator is still there? I was very curious about that.
I did ask her that, and she said she didn't answer the question. She said, that's not where my heart is. I'm not looking for scalps. She also said at one point in the interview that I didn't have just one occurrence, to be clear. So I want to be respectful of her privacy and her
Yes.
telling that story. And that's the difficulty. I think she embodies the difficulty that all women have, and the military is a microcosm of society. The fear that comes with reporting it and the retaliation that you face.
Yeah, all I'm going to
Still
say
exists.
is Senator McSally put her in the badass club.
Yeah.
It's amazing. That was an amazing interview and what she had to say.
And you could sense the anger
Very brave.
she had when
Yes.
she said that she
Yes.
felt like she was interrogated
Yeah.
over her own.
And let's just say, and we'll continue to talk about, there's a debate in Congress about how to fix the system. And there are a lot of differing views about how to fix that system.
Yeah.
Bravo to her speaking up, though,
That's
Norah.
right. She brings standing to that debate. It's great work.